Brown leads a group of seniors that have made a lot of memories here in Huntington, but it's a senior day victory they need to have and then get some help to have the Conference USA title game memory next week as we welcome you college football on CBS Sports Network.
Really good running backs in this one. Let's start off with Marshall's Brendan Knox. Leads the conference in rushing yardage. Got a really nice offensive line that's going to open up holes, create some space for him. But what I like about him, the power. You cannot bring him down with just one defender. You better get...
Again, weather story possibly today in Huntington. It's clear at the moment, but it was pouring all throughout the morning. It's expected to come back as this game carries on, so certainly something to watch today. Back deep, dangerous return man, Corey Gallus. And we are underway with the final regular season game of the season. And here comes Evans out across the 20. Breaks the tackle. Evans with a good start for the Thundering Herd. And he takes it out near midfield on the opening kickoff.
I told you, Jason, they're going to play angry, and they started off very focused on this one. Outstanding return, setting up the offense, correcting the traffic there for this defense.
On 3rd and 4 on the opening drive. Green's first pass of the game. Safe one to Obialo, and he's got a first down. He was tracked down by Stanley Thomas Oliver, but a completion on 3rd and 4, and they'll move the chains.
It's an outstanding job there by Marshall's running back. You're going to see Sage Lewis. We just highlighted him. See him coming through there? Great step up there from Brendan Knox. We talked about him as a runner. I guarantee you the coaches love seeing that aspect.
Knox, big hole, big hit, 6 yards on the opening carry.
I think FIU was going to go for it too.
Marshall bringing pressure. Morgan hit as he throws, and it's well over the head of Thornton. Marshall got there, almost got the sack, and now it's 4th and punt time.
I told you Brad Lambert, the defensive coordinator, would have to create some pressure. Did it there, brought a couple linebackers in order to throw James Morgan.
But they said Isaiah Green's got to get better at taking the checkdowns for them to be more successful. There is Obialo, second grab of the quarter. Fights his way past the marker, and he's got a first down at the 39-yard line. 3rd and short for FIU. Again, good protection. That's batted up in the air and almost intercepted. Tavante Beckett, club and all, knocked it out of the air, and it's 4th down, and the punt team comes on again.
From the field level, James Morgan trying to get it through there, and if he had 2 hands, he might have caught that if he wouldn't have that club on, and that's the one disadvantage of it. See him, you saw number 4, Tavante Beckett, just sitting there watching James Morgan eyes.
The only coach that has done it. Maybe that changes this year. They got to finish strong though.
Yes, they do.
Xavier Gaines took the Wildcat snap. That is something they do quite often.
That becomes a distraction when people start guessing and wonder about your coach's future.
I got news for you. They're still going to wonder.
Yes, they probably will.
Jones wrestled to the ground. Tyler Brown. Tavante Beckett there as well. It's a good linebacking group for this Marshall team.
I think they need to sort of open this thing up a little bit, just even if they have to take a shot.
Now here it comes. There's the pressure. And they get to Morgan. Right up the middle came the pressure. And the sack from Sam Burton, the redshirt freshman, his 2nd of the season.
And again, this offensive line has only given up 13 sacks on the year. They're bringing guys from the secondary, which does create some communication problems up front for FIU's offensive line. And Morgan has nowhere to go with the football. He's fired up. It does feel like it's going to be turning into a low-scoring field position type affair. You have to make good decisions.
Neither team 50 yards here in the opening quarter. Brendan Knox dances his way for 12. Stay on the ground. Knox picks up 7 more. Sage Lewis there to make the tackle with Isaiah Brown.
And all of a sudden, I think Marshall's thinking, why are we fiddling around with the pass? Let's just line up and try to ram it down their throat. Again, this FIU defense, 112th in the country, rushing defense, and now they're starting to get exposed a little bit, but there's the ball on the ground.
Yeah, that's on the ground. Now they roll him down on the field. 5 teams still have a shot to get to the championship. Marshall is one of those. They have to win today here at home against FIU, and then hope FAU loses to Southern Miss in Boca coming up later this afternoon. They're one of the best kickers in the country. Justin Roasser, a fifth-year senior on senior day, from 38 yards away to give Marshall the lead. A bit of a high snap. Nice job by Jackson White to get it down. And Marshall in front, 3-0.
He's gonna have to shore things up front.
Maxwell and Jones both in the backfield. The throw is to Maxwell, and he's got nowhere to go. Nazi Johnson coming up to make the stick. Just 3 of 8 for 18 yards. Dumps it down short. That's the first grab for Levias. Continues to roll with the tacklers, and he's still not down. Armani Levias dragging the entire team. It's a rugby scrum out to midfield, and it goes for 25 yards.
I don't think I have ever seen a play that has gone on for that long without the officials blowing it dead, right? Like, when's your forward progress stop? But he was still progressing forward. And Armani Levias is a big man. That is 6'4", 265 pounds, just pulling. Look at the offensive lineman coming up, getting involved. You know, you talk about trying to, this is a response drive for Marshall. That'll get those big offensive linemen up front fired up, as does Armani Levias is fired up too.
That is
the into it.
Ultimate play of team football.
Yes, it is. It did look like a rugby scrum, though. Levi Brown just letting it all out. Love it.
Fifth-year senior from Franklin, Georgia, is celebrating senior day. He is a 4-year starter. And that's going to be a penalty before this gets going. And he's at it again. Levi Brown was at it again.
They're celebrating. He's got everything going.
With contact, defense, number 98. 5-yard penalty, first down.
I mean, this is what you want. Look, he's loving it, man. This is a player who is passionate about the game of football, who's having fun out there. That's what you want out of your center. Like, the best centers I ever played for were guys like that. Just had fun, that we're going to mix it up, that weren't afraid of anything. And they're vocal along that offensive line. You can see them, they're scanning the defense. That is such a scary throw for a quarterback to make.
Well, you and I tend to see everything when we get together for games. We're getting that here in the first half. Knox through the huge hole, takes it down to the 33-yard line. They pick up 13 more as Brendan Knox starting to get going. 10 carries, 53 yards for Conference USA's leading running back.
There's up front. He's getting nice little zone blocking. He gets
back to Knox, tried the right side of the line, and he falls forward, and he's got a first down. They've got Xavier Gaines in the backfield with Green. Hands it off to Gaines. Knox out in front blocking. Xavier Gaines, touchdown! Knox and Gaines bark in the backfield, and it's the tight end wide receiver do it all. 75-yard drive. Xavier Gaines capping it off.
He's going to be lined up in the backfield as a tight end. So that's the first thing you're going to notice a little bit differently. They're going to run a little bit of a reverse action in the backfield, but the best part about this, getting a couple of offensive linemen to lead the way down the field. You see a little spin move in the backfield from the X-Man, and then a couple nice blocks, and he's got speed that's a little bit deceptive. He's going to pick your defense apart. I don't care how good you are. He's got too much time. There's a corner blitz.
This time it's the handoff to Jones. Not a whole lot of room. Devontae Beckett, the first to make the hit.
Yeah.
Ball to Marshall 44. It's 3rd and 10. Settles into the pocket. It's broken up as well. Jalen McLean-Sapp came over the back of Maloney. No flag there either, and it's 4th down.
Now James Morgan's making a really strong case after back-to-back calls. Let's see if there's a little contact on this one. So that one, I would say he got that left hook hand on there. You see a little swagger there from McLean-Sapp.
Now Marshall controlled its own destiny to get to the Conference USA Championship game last week, but they lost that with the loss at Charlotte. So they have to win today and then hope FAU loses to Southern Miss. And they may get one more chance at a home game. Green eyeing down his receiver all the way. It's juggled and it's incomplete. Omialo thought he came down with it.
But instead, it's 4th down coming up, and Marshall's going to have to send the punt team out. They're going to have to take a look at this one.
Yeah, they are.
He's definitely caught the football.
It's been a nice, clean game as far as officiating, replays go, and then all of a sudden we've had a couple really close calls there.
Now they got together to have a conversation about that and ruled it incomplete on the field.
Knee was down in bounds. The left knee was down in bounds. The question is then, did he have control of the football when his knee was down there?
Marshall didn't take a timeout to try and get them to look at it, so instead, and punt it away, and one more time, FIU is going to be pinned inside its 15. Robert Lefevre has done a heck of a job today for this Marshall punt team. Now Purdue will be in that game later tonight on CBS Sports Network. Today they're trying to win the old Oaken bucket against Indiana. Here, FIU with a couple of yards, and Doc Holliday's going to take a timeout. Marshall has 113 rushing yards here in the opening half. On 2nd and 9 off the timeout. Jones is drilled in the backfield. Darius Hodge got through. And Marshall takes its 2nd timeout of the half and stops the clock with 2:03 to go. Hand off to Evans up the middle. Huge hole. Needs to get out to the 35. And he's close. On 3rd and 19, he picks up 18.
Their 3rd downs, they got to be better on.
They got 3 running backs in the game. Jones and Maxwell, along with Price. Oregon escapes. He lost the football. It came out of his hand and picked up by his offensive lineman. Devontae Taylor, Johnny on the spotter. That was going to set up Marshall in the red zone.
FIU really dodged what could have been a really costly turnover. This ball just looks wet. I mean, it's rainy out today. That ball just slips right out of James Morgan's hand. And a very fortunate bounce where it goes to the FIU offensive lineman.
A possible spot in the championship game. They win today, and they get Southern Miss to beat FAU, and then Marshall will play in the championship game next week. Who they'll play, well, that's still to be determined. Louisiana Tech, UAB, Southern Miss, all still in the mix. And how about this week, by the way? There was some stuff written this week about the change that Conference USA made to what is the 8th tiebreaker to get to the championship game. If all 3 of those teams win in the West, it will go to the computer ratings, not what it was before. As you get a couple of yards for Knox on 1st down, which was who hadn't been in the championship game the longest. That was what it was last weekend, which would be Southern Miss. They haven't played in the game since 2015. Now it's who's got the best overall ratings by the 6 computer systems, which at least that determines it on the field.
Yes, as close as possible.
Well, you're in your 8th tiebreaker, right?
Yes.
They all beat each other in a round robin. The question is, though, how do you feel about changing the rules in week 14?
I don't love that, to be honest with you.
On 2nd and 9, Obialo is open. 1st down, Marshall inside the 40. Knox the carry. Gets away from tacklers and lowers the shoulder. Driven to the ground, Owen Cushion.
Marshall's controlled that time of possession. You wonder about conditioning. Even though it's cold out, those guys start getting worn down.
Green takes off, breaks the tackle from Oliver inside the 20. Panthers have not been able to establish offense today. Green keeps it himself. Isaiah Green down to the 13-yard line. He picked up 8. It's 4th and goal from the 1 up a field goal.
Give it to Knox, let him just power his way in.
Green keeps it himself, cuts it upfield, touchdown Herd. The defense went to Knox, and Isaiah Green puts Marshall up 2 scores.
A little bit of a breather. You need to get some 3rd down conversions and take a little bit of time off the clock for your defense to rest.
That's Devontae Price on the jet sweep. the third of 3 running backs, and Marshall strung it out. Omari Cobb raced down the line. Kobe Cumberlander was there to set the edge, and it's a loss of 1. On that 3rd down conversion, FIU now 3 of 9 in the ballgame. Back to the air. Morgan takes off and takes a lick. He started to slide. Marquise Couch drilled him. Morgan is still down. Flags are on the field, and both teams are getting into it again.
After review, there is no foul for targeting. However, there is still a personal foul. 15-yard penalty. First down, FIU.
So Wiggins hands it off to Maxwell. They beat New Hampshire for their first win of the season. He was the starting quarterback that day. On the jet sweep to Price, trying to string it out. Gilmore right there with Cobb. Maybe 1. 3rd and 8 coming up for FIU in a tough spot. Years of college football, the 2014 Conference USA Championship. La Tech jumped out to an early 17-7 lead, but Marshall stormed back. Rakeem Cato finding the end zone. They surfed their way out of the zone with a 26-23 win and Conference USA title 5 years ago, which they are hoping to do again next weekend right here on CBS Sports Network. They have to beat FIU. Those goalposts are standing here 5 years later. We don't have confirmation on whether or not they are the same ones brought back. My guess is not.
Perfect reason to get new ones then, if that's the case.
I wonder if they where do they guarantee goalposts? Does that happen at the Home Depot? Evan's gonna let that go into the end zone, so they will bring it out to the 25. On 3rd and long, Green's in trouble again. Out of the pocket, finds Thompson.
Man.
Came back to the football just beyond the sticks, and it's a first down.
What a play from Isaiah Green. I don't think people realize how impressive this throw was. Escaping the pocket, getting outside. So first of all, it's 3rd and long, it's a tough situation. Gets outside and scrambling. This is running away from defenders to your left and just flips it out there perfectly. What a play.
Back to Knox. This is what they do well. He picks up a chunk. That's 11. He's over 100 yards now for the 6th time this season. Deep in the play clock. Again, the give to Jones. Trying to pick his way, and he's upended. Tyler Brown, the Huntington native. Spring Valley High School just down the road. Big 3rd down here for FIU and for this Marshall defense to try and get off the field. Morgan off his back foot, and that's dropped and picked off. Jones dropped it right into the hands of Beckett with his one good hand, made the interception.
Talk about a wild 4th quarter, Jason. This thing just keeps getting wackier here. 3rd down, trying to hit your number 2 right in front of him. Give him a nice throw, a little bit behind him, but as he's catching it, it bounces off his knee pad. And then Beckett's able to kind of corral it with that club, kind of secure the football.
That's dangerous. 2 players in the same zone. If Omari Cobb was looking at the football, that's a pick 6.
Here's Morgan trying to flip it out there. Yeah, he's got the tight end, Andrew. That's just a really dangerous spot right there. Could have been disastrous for FIU.
Plenty of time. Off his back foot, in traffic, and it's incomplete. Chris Jackson with perfect coverage on Shamar Thornton, and it's 4th down. 8th penalty on FIU here this afternoon. Back to Knox. Gets away from a tackle. Brendan Knox down to the 44. 11 more for Knox, up to 113 now on the day. Roasser so good all year long. Back to the air, Obialo trying to make a play in space. Gates came out. Have to win today and have a shot at the title game. On fourth down, Knox up the middle, and it's close.
Now he got it.
First down. Good protection again. Green to the end zone. Gaines is open. Touchdown, Thundering Herd. Marshall back in front. And the hope's alive for a Conference USA Championship game. Marshall brings the pressure. Morgan looking for Thornton. Incomplete. Again, a lot of contact. Jackson wanted the offensive pass interference.
They were both. There was a lot of contact there. Probably a good no call of letting them play. They've been pretty consistent with that throughout the game.
I mean, he has a case.
Yeah.
Morgan back to the air. That's broken up.
Great pass breakup, too.
Nazeeh Johnson got a hand in there. And it'll bring up fourth down. And at least at the moment, FIU's offense is still on the field with a 40-yard attempt. And now here comes the special teams unit.
Nazeeh Johnson has had about 3 or 4 pass breakups. Played really, really well there.
Can he put a drive together here and give Marshall hope still for the Conference USA Championship? They start on the ground. It's Brendan Knox. The hole is huge. And Knox down to the 1. 24 on the opening play for Marshall. And they are on the doorstep of a victory here at home.
Boy, who else would you expect to go to than the leading rusher in the conference, than Knox? What an impressive run.
He gets it again. Knox up the middle. Touchdown, Marshall. The Herd win at home. And they are still alive for Conference USA's championship. Now flags are flying here as the celebration continues.
Previous plays under review.
Now they will confirm to make sure Knox is in.
I didn't think it was close. I thought he had a touchdown easy. The flag you thought you saw was a big yellow hat.
Big yellow hat, yep.
I mean, if anything,
it looks like he's on top of his lineman.
I think so too, and I don't think there's any evidence that he wasn't in, more importantly, because it was ruled the touchdown. And what a couple plays for Marshall to just punch it in. I mean, I just see it. There's no clear knee down. There's no elbow down. There's nothing there that would overturn.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Overtime victory for the Herd. Marshall 30, FIU 27. And now Brendan Knox and company can just go and watch